At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Northwest Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 479-203-5880, or visit our website at directservicenwa.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. What's going on? Let's do this, baby. Call-in show. It's going down. Link will be provided. Will be provided for you in the comment section. I'll throw it in Discord as well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It's absolutely wild, son. It's crazy. Let's turn this microphone. Come on, buddy. Why do you got to reset like that? Here we go. Had some people triggered. They didn't like the thumbnail that I chose for Bobby Petrino. Guys, it's catchy, okay? It's catchy. And also, I was in a hurry, and it was like the only image that pulled up when I Googled Bobby Petrino. I'm not kidding. Doing an image search right around that time, I guess that was a very popular picture on Google for whatever reason. All right, like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get all the shares across the socials. We're going to do a call-in show. We're going to get the links provided here in just a second. It sounds like it is all but a 100. It's a 99% done deal. He's back. Who would have thought? He's already got it in his Trey Shapp from 103.7 The Buzz posted a picture of his location, Bobby Petrino's location on his Twitter bio, and it says Fayetteville, Arkansas. So, I mean, this is, come on. I mean, I don't know what the U of A is waiting on. I'm sure there's some extra paperwork. You know, someone's busy. Someone's got a lot of paperwork to do. So that's probably what's hanging this whole thing up. This is unreal. I mean, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, when I got the phone call and the text messages and everything else, I thought it was, here we go again. April Fool's Day all over again. Here we go. And turned out to be legit. We had everyone confirm it. Mike Irwin, Trey Biddy. I mean, they all confirmed it, you know. So it's he's going to be your new offensive coordinator. Now, some of you I know, again, calling it a desperate move. If you want my honest opinion, and we'll get started with this, if you want my honest to God opinion, I don't think that Petrino was the first call. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, please correct me. You're going to get an opportunity as soon as I give you the link. You're going to give me you're going to let me have it. Like, no, Ty, he was the first call, and here's how I know why I think he wasn't the first call. And I've discussed this with a couple of people. Sam Pittman made it pretty clear that he wanted someone who valued the run game. And if you look at A&M's rushing numbers, they're horrible. They were down there with Arkansas in terms of rushing offense. So that's got to be something when you're doing your due diligence as a head coach. He's looking at those numbers. You absolutely know Pittman is looking at the numbers. He's looking at the rushes. He's looking at the yards. He's looking at the yards per carry. I'm sure he's watching plenty of film. A&M was not good in the run game. So that's a pretty big tell that I don't think Petrino was choice number one. I could be wrong. And I'm sure Pittman will, I don't know. I'm sure he'll say that he was his number one call, but I just don't think that it was. I really don't. I really think there was some truth to him reaching out to the Georgia Tech OC and then possibly the UNLV coach, the offensive coordinator who runs the go-go system. Desperate, yes, but was it what we needed to get the fans back? Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, Tercer. That's a very good point. Is this an A+ hire at any other school? Okay. No. A&M fans will tell you it was not. Even at the time, I remember reading their comments. They weren't real big on the hire. When you look at what he did, right, on the stat sheet, I think he turned A&M around. Hey, tip of the cap. People throwing the stats at me in the comment section as though they didn't watch the whole live show that I did earlier when I went over literally about all of his stats with what he did at A&M. He did a good job of turning their offense around. He gave them a far better product on the field for the most part in several categories on the offensive side of things. He certainly helped build that and put that together. That was his offense, I believe, to some extent, or to maybe it was probably like a 75-25 deal between him and Jimbo Fisher, I'm sure. And we know Jimbo, like Pittman, had the power of veto, right? He could veto the plays coming in and out. But no, this is not an A-plus hire at LSU. This is not an A-plus hire at Georgia. This is not an A-plus hire at Bama. Probably wouldn't even be an A-plus hire at some schools that you would consider slightly above Arkansas's level or at Arkansas's current level. For Arkansas, this is huge. And I don't know. You couldn't hire. I don't know that there's another coordinator out there. Bear with me. I know someone's ready to rage at me. I don't think you hire anybody else that generates this kind of buzz. You don't. Point blank. The only thing that would have generated this kind of buzz is if we woke up today and we found out Sam Pittman was fired. There is no other hire that would generate what we've seen today on social media. Just at the hint, when Pete Thamel put that tweet out, within minutes, Twitter exploded. It was like a nuclear bomb had been set off. It was wild. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Shout out to the sponsors. Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They work out of Central Arkansas and in South Arkansas. They listen, they offer same-day services, quality parts, and affordable outcomes. Better than best results. Hundreds of 5-star reviews. Their link is provided for you down below. Also, of course, the Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria located on Emma Street in Springdale. Fantastic pies, great stuff on tap. You name it, man, they got it. Great environment. Awesome place. Their menu is actually in our Discord if you want to go check it out. If you're in town for the Duke game, go check out the Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria. Okay. We're gonna do the call in. Let's get the links out. Now, I want to make something perfectly clear. I said I'm in the middle in terms of, when I don't even look at it from the morality standpoint because, guys, there are schools that have done some really shitty things. What Petrino did was over a decade ago, okay? Some fans have got to let that go. I agree 120%. Let it go. That was over a decade ago. I believe the guy deserves another shot. But in terms of just what I expect out of the offense, I do, because Arkansas is a little bit different. This might be a place where, it's he comes in and maybe he can attract all the big names, maybe he can attract some, they're talking about Archer, the quarterback, Lindsey at Fayetteville, big kid, big arm, talented. I might go watch him this weekend when they play in the state championship down in Little Rock. I might end up at that game. Maybe he reaches out to these kids. I have a feeling, he's going to go into the portal. You're talking about, what's his name, the Miami quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, right? There are some names in that portal that are also very, very attractive. We also have to keep something in mind. How long really can they keep Petrino here? What happens after? Because I think a lot of fans are thinking about, the future. What can we do for recruiting? What can we do for high school recruiting? Keep in mind, Sam's ass is still on the hot seat. Petrino's future is tied with Sam Pittman. Now, I know then the conversation becomes, Ty, yeah, he's going to be the next head coach. Not so fast, my friend. I wouldn't go that far. We have to wait and see what the offense does. All right, let's get this link out. You certainly could have done worse. You certainly could have done worse, for sure. Let's get some. There's the link. If you guys want to call in, there you go. And I'll post this in Discord as well for the late folks that are coming in late. So if anybody wants to call in, there's the link. Call in link. I'm posting that to Discord. So anyone who, if you disagree with me, I certainly had some people that didn't like my take. Here's your opportunity, man. I don't know why when someone disagrees as hard as some folks do, especially like Mizzou fans, they won't come to Discord. They won't have the conversation. Philip White says, okay, so they brought Bobby back. Now bring back the red chrome, the God mode helmets. I know, man. Isn't that sexy? Just look at that, huh? Isn't that red chrome dome just sexy? I mean, why didn't they wear it? Maybe that was their problem this year. Maybe that was their problem. They didn't wear the red chromes enough or at all. They didn't wear them. Maybe that could have flipped the script a little bit, huh? All right. Also posted on Twitter. I cannot believe this is happening. I was one of those Petrino would never come back. Listen, I was too, and I owned up to it. I absolutely was. You bet your ass I was. Who thought this was happening? And not to mention, it was sold to us that it was impossible for him to come back. Oh, it turns out. There's a shot there. It looks like he got it. And again, maybe that's what we're waiting on from the university. Patrick Smith says Mizzou isn't a rivalry. Uh-oh, you're going to stir some folks up with that. Make sure Austin isn't in Austin and Matt. You might trigger them with that. Need Sam to give 100% autonomy. Yes, I agree with this, Tercer. Need Sam to give 100%. Yeah, you need vintage. You need vintage Petrino to come back. You absolutely need vintage Petrino. I'm here, but not Trigger. Yeah. You need to let him go. You need to let Petrino do his thing. Let Bobby MF and Petrino do his thing, man. Let him come in, kick Kennedy, kick him out the door. Kick him out the door. He's gone. You're gone. Let me bring in my guys. Let me bring in my staff. Let me show you how it's done. That's how you do it. Is Bobby going to be able to hire his own offensive staff? So at the end of the day, it's going to come through Sam, without a doubt. I mean, you're going to have to figure out what's within the budget, right? And also, what are they paying Petrino? Because he was making something like 1.4 at A&M. Isn't that right? 1.4? 1.4. All right, we got a caller. Here we go. Caller number 1, Todd Cooper. Todd, what do you got for me, brah?
What's up, Ty?
What's going on, man?
I enjoy the show, man.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I live in Paragould, Northeastern
Okay.
Arkansas. So,
yeah.
I just, I like to hire. It's been kind of bummed out the last month or so. Been kind of depressed, man. But I know he was talking about the rushing attack at A&M, and I think while Petrino was there, we had a couple of pretty good rushers. I think Nall Davis was there. There's somebody else I just can't think of, but I think our rushing attack was fairly decent while Petrino was there. I'm happy with the hire. I mean, kind of surprising. Really surprising. You know, I guess hell does freeze over. The old Eagles concert tour name. So
hell froze over, my guy.
Yeah,
hell, absolutely.
But I everybody deserves a second chance, I believe. A lot of people don't like Petrino, kind of his actions on the field, but I think it's a good mix. I think, Pitt, he's kind of laid back. He doesn't really get in players' faces, coaches' faces. Maybe it's a good mix with him with Petrino there. Petrino's an in-your-face kind of guy. Sam's more kind of laid back and almost to a fault, I think. But maybe it's a good mix. We'll see how it plays out. What a story we make. Petrino could come in there and just kick some ass, man. I'll tell you. Talk about a story of redemption. Give me a break.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
If this goes according to plan, if all things go according to plan, and let's say the offense is unbelievable, they put, I don't know, a 9-3. I'm not jumping the gun. Nobody come at me, please. Give me a minute. If they explode, and we're looking at this several years down the road, it's like a Hallmark movie, is what it is.
Yeah,
Todd, it's a Hallmark movie. It's a Hallmark moment, man.
Well, and listening to some of your older podcasts, I was like, get a head coach in there and help Sam out with some of the calls. And it's like, boom, this hits a day. And it's like, what a perfect opportunity to get a experienced head coach, one being from a former head coach at Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know one more. And if he don't get it done this year, or maybe get Petrino 2 years, I mean, then it's on Sam.
Well, like I said,
yeah,
his future's tied to Sam Pittman.
absolutely.
I mean, if we're sitting here talking about, he's, if they're not so great next year, Pittman's gone. Well, so is Petrino. And one would have to assume that that's one of the reasons why Sam's getting fired, is because the offense didn't work out.
This has just been the craziest year in Arkansas football that I can think of, man. It's, I'm 49 years old, and I've been following probably the Razorbacks since I was 5, probably. So in 1979, back in, Holtz's kind of the latter end of Holtz's era. But this is the craziest year I can think of. I mean, at least when Morris was here, we stunk, period. But this year it's been so up and down.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
yeah,
that's the hard part. I mean, I could take it if we stink and totally stink. But, I mean, this year, it's just – I never seen anything like it. It's just been a crazy year.
Well, I'll say this. The Petrino hire, despite how, whatever you want to make of it, the Petrino hire, no matter what he did at A&M, has trumped any hire that they've made in terms of excitement. I mean,
yeah,
I haven't seen this since, I don't know. I really don't know. Like maybe since Texas, when they beat Texas,
I want Pittman to succeed. He's a great guy. Some of the things that bothers me is like some of the calls, in-game calls he's made on 4th and 1 and clock management. And the thing that he needs to correct is in-game management. I know he's not an experienced head coach, but the thing is, he's been around football his whole life. I mean, he ought to be knowing to making these calls in the game. I mean, he's been coaching probably 40-something years, probably. So,
well, here's where this Sam Pittman hire is going to help out. We shouldn't be getting, we shouldn't be getting any more. Or Bobby Petrino hire.
Yeah.
This is where the Petrino hire works out.
Mm-hmm.
No more. I didn't know what to do. Post game shows.
He doesn't have any.
Post game.
He doesn't have any excuses anymore. I mean, I want him to do well. I've gotten down on him a little bit. I want him to succeed. I mean, he's a likable guy. I would think, but it's just some things he could tweak a little bit, and hopefully we can get over the hump next year. I hope. I pray to God, because I can't do it again this year. Next year, I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, brighter day. I think brighter days are ahead. I certainly don't think they're going to do this again. I really don't. And now with Pittman, if they can retain the staff, right, and if they can, my God, I'd love if they could get Pooh Paul out of the portal, and honestly Jordan Crook too. I mean, I'd love it if they could get them guys.
Yeah, if they don't come back, we're going to be hurting in linebacker situation probably next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if we don't get some, we might get some portable guys in. I don't know, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey man,
it's going to be an interesting year next year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I appreciate your call, Todd.
Yeah.
I got some more folks coming on here.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Take care. Appreciate the show. Thanks, Todd.
No problem. Well, I cut him off there a little prematurely. My bad. All right, I am Prue. Here's a guy. What's going on, man? What do you got for me? All right, thumbs up or thumbs down?
No, this is a solid thumbs up.
Okay.
Right? I even made notes because I got some points. I got some points. So, in no particular order, who would you rather have, Gus as your head coach or Bobby as your OC?
Bobby is my OC. Bobby is my OC.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. To me, Gus Malzahn is like that long-time ex-girlfriend that was slightly abusive, like emotionally abusive. And like, she's still so hot. Like just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. Anyway, if you've never had a girlfriend like that, then you might not be able to relate. But
my wife isn't watching.
If Bobby has half of the magic that he had in 2010 and 2011, I'm stoked. I don't know what's the worst that can happen from here, because we're pretty rock bottom. And so all that being said, when my friend texted me, I was like, no way. There's no way. There's no way. And then like 2 hours later, it was a thing. So I'll say this: recruiting, I feel like, has a chance now. It does, because I don't know if this Sam and Bobby marriage will work. You gotta let it ride itself out.
That's true.
But
that's a good point.
I was thinking all day today, as soon when the news broke, so it wasn't all day, but whatever. I was like, would I rather have Gus right now as my head coach for all the Malzahn fans out there, and there's a lot of them, or would I rather keep Sam and give me Bobby as an OC? Even if it is a lame duck year, like I said, what's the worst that can happen at this point?
Yeah.
So, I'm all for it. I was kind of like, I grew up with Chip Long, and I don't keep in touch with him, but I was like, dude, Chip's available, and he was a Petrino era guy at Arkansas, and so I was like, I can see someone like Chip extending some curiosity and some interest to the school, but yeah, as soon as, dude, I'm happy about it. I really am. There's a lot of this is a polarizing thing for some people, the Gus thing, the Bobby thing, but as for me and my family, no, we're stoked, man. We're stoked.
Like I said, there's not another hire that could have generated this kind of buzz. Like, all of a sudden, fans went from I could give two shits about football to oh my god. Oh my God, is it 2024 yet? Or even better, when does that portal? Let's hit the portal. Like, I'm getting people already DMing me like, Ty, what's up? What's up? Patreon supporters, you're gonna want to be in on it. We're gonna break down every single player that Arkansas has either offered. Whoever comes across my desk, I'm gonna have it for you guys, and it's gonna have detailed information, their stats, their PFF grades. Guys, I'm putting in the work for you. Join that Patreon. It's gonna be lit.
Let's pray that Sam, the relationship is amicable, that it works between him and Bobby, but also that Sam kind of steps off, because I mean, it's no secret Bobby is type A, and he's an acquired taste,
He is.
But
couldn't have put it better myself.
I'm stoked. So I'll hang up and let you guys go. I had to call in. I'm so excited you did.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you did. I'm always happy when I see you calling in, man.
So anyway, hope you're well, and good to talk to you.
You too, man. Take it easy.
Thanks, son.
All right, next up, we got Jeremy. Again, you guys call in. The link is provided for you down below. It's also I say down below. It's located in chat. So if you guys want to hop in here, I'll post it again. Hey, even if you just want to call in and be like, Ty, I love it. I love it. I love it. Then do it. Call in. And then maybe consider joining Patreon. All right, here's Jeremy. This is another frequent caller. What's going on, Jeremy? I can't see you.
Hey, yeah, sorry. I'm just leaving. My brother and I went to go play basketball, and so I'm in the car right now, so you can't see me, obviously. But he's here with me. Justin, he comments on your show too. But no, okay. we're pretty. Yeah. Justin, the McCollums. I don't know if that last name sounds familiar, but
oh yeah.
Okay, but yeah, no, man. I'll be honest. I was after that Missouri game, and I was looking at the aerial view of Arkansas football stadium on national TV. I was embarrassed to see that stadium completely empty, seeing us get whipped like a winning mule against Missouri. And I'll be honest, I wrote Sam Pittman off. I was completely done with that performance. And today, I think that he reinvigorated himself. I'm not saying we're going to win 10 games next year, but I think personally, I like this Bobby Petrino hire. I know, and I'll be honest, I just tuned it in, so I'm not sure what everybody's take is on it. But I know that somebody posted, Bobby Petrino has a history with, I think it's Greenwood quarterbacks.
Greenwood,
Kane Archer tweeted under him and said, he said that's right. So
sure did.
So I don't know, and maybe you guys have touched this, and I'm just late to the party. That's probably the way it is. But I mean, from what I can tell, this has kind of brought some juice back into the Razorback fans. I know a lot of people were checking out Sam, and rightfully so. And I was right there leading the revolt. So it's nice to see. Hopefully, this can bring a spark back to Arkansas football in 2024. Because I'm not asking us to win a national title, but dadgummit, I'm asking us to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. I'm asking for BYU to come to Fayetteville and us not lay an egg. I'm asking for a Mississippi State team who's terrible on defense and we can't score a touchdown on them. That's what I'm asking for. So I hope, and I'll let you get to the next caller, Ty. I just saw that you were live, and dude, I won some XP, and then you did the Patreon spin, and it was 75,000. And what's funny is I told my wife like 2 days before I'm going to sign up for Patreon, and she was sitting there next to me watching me do wheel spins, and she saw me win the one that wasn't the Patreon wheel spins, and then I won the 75K for the Patreon, but obviously not a supporter. But that will hopefully change pretty soon, man. But
that's a lot of those are a lot of fun. We enjoy doing those. We've got some gifts for people who won. And again, this is only for those of you who are like, "What the hell is he talking about?" This is in Discord. We do XP wheel spin nights. We do Patreon. It's been a while. We got to do another Patreon chat. We do live chats. I do halftime football shows in there. You got to join Discord, man. It's lit. Jeremy, I appreciate your call, man.
Yes, sir, Ty. Thanks for giving me a voice, man. Like I always say, you are one of the few platforms that lets the fans come and have an audience and voice their opinion. So great work, Ty. I appreciate you, man, and take care.
See you, Ty.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, man. Well, they're lining up. Oh, my God. This is the most amount of calls I've had. All right, so we're going to have to play a little bit of speed up here. We've got Aiden. What's going on, Aiden? What do you got for me?
Hey, how's it going, Ty?
Good. Doing all right, man. You look like you're about 16.
I'm about 14, 15. No, I'm 18. So coming in on the Bobby thing, it's like in my lifetime, I've never really got to experience a super passionate fan base other than half of a season.
Yeah.
And so I was super young when Bobby was doing his thing here, really putting Arkansas on the map again. So I can't really talk much from personal experience on Bobby his prime days at Arkansas, but I can, and I do want to say, I was confident after the Auburn loss and Mizzou loss that if Sam Pittman did not do something in the offseason to really ignite like some sort of spark in the fan base going in the next season, or some sort of, we can ride with this and see what happens, then I would absolutely let go of the Sam Pittman rope.
That's fair. That's fair. I think you and a lot of people were doing that.
But I tried to hold on, and I'm glad I did, because this is pretty cool. And seeing what Bobby has done with some of the offenses, Missouri State, who almost came in here last year and whooped us with lesser talent, shocking. And I think that he can recruit well. I think we all know this. I think we can move on from what happened. I'm almost shocked that the U of A is able to do this.
It's crazy, man. The legal. I bet there's some people pulling their hair out over this. I mean, really, it's pretty wild. I mean, it is. I did not. It's crazy. And the year he got fired is the year that my first daughter was born, 2012. And I can remember that's all anyone wanted to talk about, was, I had this beautiful newborn, right?
Yeah.
And then it was also, can you believe that son of a bitch, Bobby Petrino? Look how cute Ellie is. But, oh, my God, that son of a bitch, Bobby Petrino. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I probably should watch my language around the youth. I'm kidding, man. I appreciate you calling in. You could have slapped a fat joke in there, my guy. I mean,
No, why would I do that?
Gotta have thick skin, right? I appreciate you for calling in. I'm gonna move on to the next guy. Thanks a lot, Aiden. Appreciate you, man. We have fun here. We have fun. Carpenter, Mr. J. Carpenter, what do you got? Oh, shoot, you're a police officer.
Oh,
shit. I'm kidding. What do you got for me, man?
Yeah, I just popped on here. I'm at work right quick. I'm just curious about, do you think this was a Pittman hire or the boosters had something to do with this, because I really think that, Yurachek and Pittman were in a lot of hot water with the fans. And I was at that Missouri game, and I was surprised at how many fans actually showed up to that and how many left before halftime. I commented, I think, on one of your shows last week that I went to JJ's, and it was full of fans that was there screaming, "Let's turn the TVs off and change it to something else." I mean, everybody's just, they were done. So my opinion is, I think the boosters might have had a hand in this, because Yurachek's ass is on the line too. So, this is the only hire that I can see that would get the fans back to the table.
Well, here's, like I said earlier, I don't think I don't think this was Pittman's first choice. Again, because he wanted someone who could run the ball and was effective running the ball. They were not effective running the ball at A&M. They were as bad as Arkansas at running the football, and that speaks volumes. However, I don't know if he was strong-armed. I don't know. A part of me wonders if this wasn't a bailout. They knew what this would do to the fan base. Let's not sit here and act like we didn't know that this was going to happen, or that they didn't know that this was going to happen. I mean,
I think Hunter came out a little bit too early and backed Pittman, and then he backed himself in a corner. So
I think you're probably right.
And the next thing is, what do we do with Kennedy? Does Sam try to keep him? I mean, I don't see how he can, but
no.
I was listening to Feinbaum when I was waiting for you, and even Feinbaum said, that talk about coaching waiting. So I mean,
maybe. I mean, I'm not. Everything is at the table, man. Everything. Like I no longer. I don't know what's real anymore. This is insane. I never would have thought this was going to happen, and yet here we are. Kennedy, I'm with you on Kennedy. I don't know how Petrino comes in and says, yeah, no, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with my quarterback getting sacked 4,700 times. I'm okay with this. That's not going to happen. There's no way Kennedy keeps his job. I know he's Pittman's boy. There's no way. And if he does, that's going to make you wonder if there's going to be a little bit of static moving forward, because I don't think that Petrino, I don't think he's okay with what they did last year on offense, and it starts up front on the offensive line.
Well, and does Bobby P still have enough juice with the younger crowds that's maybe not familiar with his prior history and how he works with quarterbacks? Because to be honest, it's been several years since Arkansas was relevant, and I really think he needs to let KJ go and go on the portable and get his guy.
Okay,
I feel like KJ is more about dollars and cents, and of course, all the locker room chatter. Who knows what's true or not? But I think he let the money go to his head, and he's checked out halfway through. After that Florida game, I think he gave all he had, and he was done after that.
Yeah, you could be right. You could be onto something there. I don't know. I that's the question, right? Moving forward, is can he operate within the Petrino system? Also, though, it's not like, Lamar Jackson was not Ryan Mallett. He wasn't Tyler Wilson. And he did pretty well at Louisville with Bobby Petrino. So I don't know, man. That's going to be that's the next thing between that and Kennedy. The next thing that we're going to wait to see, how that situation plays out, whether Kennedy hits the road and what happens with KJ. I feel like he's probably already said it, right? When he posted on Instagram last, with the comment that he made about being the last hog or whatever, or the last year. Something to that effect. I feel like KJ, it's probably already a done deal. So, all right, man. Well, if that's all you got for me.
Yeah. I'll hang up and listen to the next guy.
Am I free to go?
Yeah, you're free to go.
All right, man. Hey, you see a black Mitsubishi doing like 55 and a 40 in Springdale, just let him go. Let him go.
Well, I'm in Mountain Home, so you're all right.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
All right, then.
Take it easy. All right, we got more. Dax, what's going on, brother?
Okay. I'm on here now. It's crazy.
I can barely hear you, man.
Yeah, I gotta have the energy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. How you doing, Ty?
Man, I'm all right.
Bobby Petrino. Yeah. Bobby Petrino.
I feel like you're about to do something.
Big Bobby. No, I
You
ain't
gonna
about to
give
do
me a
that.
Baba Booey? You gonna give me a Baba
Bobby.
Booey?
Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
All
I
right.
was gonna get on here. I was gonna get on here and yell, but nah. No. Like, I got a hot take. I got a hot take.
All right. Let's hear it.
So, do you think that could you place us like 2 steps down from like Alabama and LSU, and that it was I don't remember the year. It's probably like 2013, somewhere between 2012, it was like 2012 or 2013. Went to the Cotton Bowl, played against Kansas State, I think. Kansas State, was it? Yeah. We won the Cotton Bowl,
Yeah, Petrino's
right?
last game. Yeah, against Kansas
Right,
State.
right.
Yeah.
So in that season, could you say that we were probably like top 3 in the nation?
I think that was probably at least a top 5 team.
Okay.
In 20
So okay, because that's big. Think about that. Think about
right.
that.
Yeah, that was 2011, right? That was 2011. That was 2011 when they won.
What were we ranked?
Man, I think they were
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
it was somewhere around. It was like 7th something. In Kansas State, I think was 10th, maybe.
Okay, so well, I guess it's a hot take, but it's not a hot take. I just don't understand this. Like, I don't know. I might this might just be my own opinion. This is a celebration right now. I'm gonna leave it as a celebration.
All
We
right.
should be celebrating. We should be celebrating because like we yeah, like no, but I don't want to jinx anything though either. It's like uh Bobby should come in on a Harley in the middle of the field, coming right down to 50, and should have like a mannequin on the back,
Let's
for the
go.
girl. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Oh, that's it right there,
Yeah,
bro.
but
That's it.
I'm gonna get off her though. We definitely I feel like well, at least in the SEC, of course we would like we were like 2 steps down from Bama. LSU was second, of course. 3 steps down in the in the SEC, in the nation. I guess I was off on that. I thought we were I don't know why I thought we were ranked number 3 in the nation, but I
They
was
were at
younger
one
then
point.
too.
At one point, they were. It was like LSU 1, Bama 2, Arkansas 3.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
that was
Well,
2011. I get those 2 years mixed up. But yeah, they lost to in
I'm gonna
2011.
leave you with this because I'm gonna let you go so you can finish the show.
All right.
We as Arkansas fans need to get this privileged foot out of our buttocks or whatever, and understand that we have not had a winning football team since Bobby. Yeah. So all of like as hard as they going on Sam, now he could be way more enthusiastic. He could show a little bit more energy. I remember like the little press conference, they talking about how he threw off that one comment. It is what it is. If you didn't want to talk to him, well, that he probably was wrong when he did that. I don't know, but like I don't know, man. Like I wanted to comment and say like a 9-4 season doesn't mean you found the answer. It means you're going in the right direction.
There you go.
Once you like. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your call.
I'll talk forever. Have a good night, Ty.
Hey, you too, man. Appreciate the call. All right, we got. Oh boy, yeah. I see that name, Paul. I see that name. We've also got T-Dub coming up as well. More red pants, Paul. What's going on?
It ain't my boy Tyler Gene Hudson. Oh, more red pants. Bobby called me. He said he want more red pants.
He wants more red pants, bro. It's a done deal.
Wearing red pants every day, every game.
I don't mind solid red. I agree
with you on that.
2 stripes this year was. I don't know. Maybe they'll grow on me, bro. I don't know.
I agreed with you on that, but we just needed something different.
Yeah, I hear you.
Bobby's back. What we doing?
Are you feeling it?
Where we going? Where we going? Bobby's back. Where we popping the bottles?
Enough said. Is that it?
No, I mean I like it. Something I just mentioned in Patreon though is like I know Bobby's going to. Word on the street is he already has his wide receiver coach. I'm not going to say that. You got to join Patreon first to see that. I I want Bobby to bring someone young on his staff, because I don't want Bobby to go like, I'm gonna just get all my old friends and we just do this thing. I want someone young, just in case, if this does pop off and this does become good and Bobby moves on, we have somebody younger who knows his system that can just, get elevated and keep it running. But yeah, man, well, Red Pants, Bobby P's back. You didn't know his middle name was Gene, did you? I didn't either. Tyler Gene. I'm out.
Appreciate you, Paul. Thanks a lot, man. All right, Mr. T-Dub. What's up? Uh-oh. I just got a copyright strike. T-Dub, you there?
Man, I'm pumped.
What's going on, man?
Oh, man, I am so excited. I can remember perfectly, my daughter was born in September of 2011. My earliest memories are her on my knee, me feeding her a bottle, watching Bobby P and the boys run all over the field, watching it through Justin.tv, because where I lived, they weren't showing it. This is before ESPN. And thinking that I get a chance to do that all over again, to watch Bobby P and in other senses run all over the field. I was, like most of the fan base, just done, despondent. Like,
oh, I know.
I couldn't believe that Sam Pittman had not been fired. It was a slap in our face. To go on your fourth year, go 4-8. Enos was such a garbage hire. He has had one decent season as an OC. He's just a garbage OC. Your O-line, Kennedy's still not fired. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, there's nothing. You know how I feel about Bobby P. I've wanted him back ever since we've known each other.
Yeah.
I mean, to see that this is literally the only thing Sam could have done to win the fan base back. Like, so, I was done.
Let me ask you, do you think this was done by design? Do you think that
yes,
Pittman knew he had to make that hire that would make everybody happy? Because I absolutely believe that was the case. I think he did go after other coaches, but he knew he had to get this guy. And look, social media has lost its mind. I mean, it's 8:15 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and we're sitting here talking about it, and this stuff is blowing up. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, Ty, I don't think I heard somebody else say the board of trustees, Bush, I don't think they were for it first, but I think they began to see the backlash of the fans. People like me, and I probably will not re-engage. I'm not going to donate anymore. I'm not going to pay subs and all this kind of stuff and buy tickets and airline tickets and hotels. I'm not doing it anymore until I see a product on the field, because I'm just tired of supporting them. I'm tired of supporting them, a program that doesn't support the fans.
So you're still, that's where you're at still?
Yeah, I'm in the show me phase now.
Okay.
I'm like, I want to see what happens through the transfer portal, get past the spring game, and I'll see if I'll re-engage as I have in years past. But this is definitely probably the only hire he could have made that would swing me back. But I think that Pittman had to go kiss some rings on this one. I think they came to him and said, I think him and Hunter Yurchek realized we've lost the fan base. You could win 10 games next year, and that 10th win would be a half capacity stadium. The fans were done with him. And so I remember telling you a story about 3 years ago. I was in Dallas airport wearing my Razorback hat, and a lady and I started talking, and she was from NWA, definitely an NWA blue blood. And I talked about how, bad deal with Bobby, and they should have never fired him and all that stuff. And the disdain that she had for that comment. And I said, I don't think Razorback football will ever get on track until we make peace with the Petrino situation, hopefully bring him back. And I can't remember who her husband and all the family was, but basically they're in that circle of blue bloods that run everything. And I will never forget, she looked at me and she just, with so much disdain, and she said, that will never happen. We will never let Bobby Petrino back in Northwest Arkansas. So how bad did they see that this fan base is to have to swallow some pride and hire him back?
I think so. I think you're right, because Oh my gosh, the backlash. You saw when they released the new NIL thing today, right? Edge.
Right.
Timing is everything. And the response to that, by the way, was like, are you kidding? You're wanting fans? No one wants to support this right now. Now, I'm not saying they should or shouldn't. I think listen, if you complain about NIL, there's your opportunity. In fact, I had a whole dadgum video ready to go for that. And then all this Bobby Petrino stuff dropped, and I've had to not finish that video. It is what it is. There was no one excited. Now, all of a sudden, I think this probably is going to help the case with the NIL and fans giving a little bit to the NIL, because now you feel like you might be giving towards a winning product instead of them just settling for whatever the hell other hire Pittman was going to make at OC.
Yeah. It was a big meh response to the announcement, because you were asking people like me and Ty, I fly in every year. I fly my family in. We buy good seats right off hotels, rental car, because I'm supporting my team. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, you did this, you made no major moves, and now you're asking me to, on top of paying, $400 and $500 a ticket, on top of all of that, you want me to give money so you can continue the cycle of suck? No, I'm not going to do that. Matter of fact, I'm not buying a ticket until I see that through the transfer portal, through the spring game, through the new coaching hires, you now have to prove to me. I no longer have to prove to them I'm a loyal fan. You need to prove to me you care about this program, because the last 10 years has shown it's the Bubba mentality, and they don't care about the fans. So I think Bobby Petrino's a hit in the right direction. I don't see us winning 10 games next year unless we get some major players to roll in. But you're right. You're spot on as always with the NIL deal. The fans did not respond well to it. I would be interested to see the website hits pre-Bobby leak and post-Bobby leak.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going to jump off here because I know you probably got a line out the door.
Actually, no, I don't. I keep posting the link, and here's the thing.
Oh.
I got people disagreeing with your take on 10 wins, saying that 10 wins, that people would be excited about that no matter who's the head coach. Listen, if you're going to say someone's not loyal, at the end of the day, that's all the power you have is your wallet. That's the only way you can make an impact, is to speak with your wallet. We can sit here and talk about loyalty all day long. Fans don't owe the U of A anything. They don't owe.
And for me, the only vote I have is my money, and I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I've always given to the Razorback Foundation. I've always helped local businesses. I always try to help out, a person, like you to support this channel, because I believe I'm a diehard. We got to the point, Ty, where we are losing a whole generation of Razorback fans.
I agree with that.
That all they've known for 10 years is awful, terrible, disappointing, gut-wrenching, embarrassing football. And so I know friends. Yeah. And so I know friends that they're fourth, fifth generation diehard Razorback, season ticket holders, and their kids walk out of the room when the game comes on. They go in the other room and watch Clemson or Alabama or somebody else. And that's happening in literally thousands, if not tens of thousands at home across the Arkansas fan base, because we don't want to support losers anymore. And so this is a step in the right direction. It could be a Band-Aid on a sucking chest wound. We don't know. But we know for right now, it has stirred the momentum up. People are excited. I could not be more excited if they hired Belichick to be the OC. I am a Bobbyite, and I think he's the man to do it. And I hope that he'll be OC 2 years, and Sam will say, I've had enough, and hand the reins back to Bobby completely.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that is kind of the common thought, is that this is the coach in waiting, is who they just hired at OC. I will say they said the same thing about Kendall Briles. We saw how that worked out, but this is a little bit different. You do feel like this is at the end of Pittman's time as a head coach at Arkansas? You feel even though with this Petrino hire, it kind of feels like he might be towards the end one way or another. But again, I think Pittman's or Petrino's destiny or whatever is tied in with whatever happens to Pittman.
Well, and I think Petrino being here, KJ Jefferson, just looked at it and went, "Oh, I've been compared to Lamar Jackson. Who was his college coach? Who helped him to the Heisman?" So I think, and I know fans are so split and violently split against KJ returning. But Lord. I will and there's the thing about, there's nobody neutral about this hire either. Either you love it or you hate it. Not too many people are going to be tepid on this.
Right.
And so the same thing but Bobby can go out and hit the transfer portal. I think you go after a Tyler Van Dyke. I think you go after the Kansas State kid, the Washington State kid. You go after Will Rogers, and you bring them in, whether KJ stays or not. And I really don't think he's going to stay. You bring in somebody like that, and you elevate the whole room. And I keep hearing a lot of talk about, hope all our linemen come back and just get. Why would we want these linemen back?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Bobby can hit the portal. He's a great recruiter. We know that. So,
yeah.
Thanks for letting me ramble, Ty.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you as always for coming on.
Take care.
Take it easy. Manny, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Ty?
What's up?
Man, it's a crazy day, man. I never saw this coming, and I think me and you were kind of on the same page. I think I've asked you just jokingly, let's bring Bobby P back, and you'd say, oh, it's never going to happen.
I did.
And kind of like Bryles going back to Texas, right? Or, working in Texas, TCU, a lot of the fans. So I love the hire, but it feels wrong. Does that make sense?
Feels wrong. How so?
It just feels like
happened.
Yeah, I mean, he left with like his tail between his legs, so to speak. The way that he left. I still remember the 2011 season. That was a phenomenal season. They go to the SEC championship. They beat K-State. They look competitive across the board. And, I was very optimistic. I'm like, we're just on the verge of an SEC championship in the next 2 to 3 years, it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bicycle accident happens, right?
Right.
And then I think what seemed to change everything was when people found out that he gave her like $40,000 in cash, wasn't it?
It was something like that. I heard 20. It could have been 40. I don't.
Yeah,
really
it seemed like they weren't bothered by that, but they were more bothered by the fact that he gave her a job, I guess. And then,
yeah,
like $30,000 in cash, right? So it's kind of like in the people were saying Urban Meyer's never gonna get another coaching job again after his whole thing, but give it a couple of years, do we forgive, right?
Teams get desperate, they'll do anything. I mean, and I think that is what's happened at Arkansas. I think they're desperate, but at the same time, it could benefit Arkansas because I think this was a good hire. I mean, I've been on the fence all day about it. I am in between whether or not, when you talk about like the whole morality stuff, but we got to put that behind us. It was over a decade ago, right? Like I've got plenty of people in my last video talking about, well, you never made a mistake. Never said I didn't, by the way. But bygones are bygones. Let them be. And let's see what he can do. I think this was the right hire. And the buzz that this is generating is incredible. And this is what they needed. And it also makes you feel too, like with the Petrino hire, all of a sudden they could still go 6-6 and Pittman keeps his job. As weird as that is to say, maybe some folks disagree with that. And I'm not saying that he should or shouldn't keep his job, but it does feel like with that excitement, knowing what Bobby Petrino at least was once capable of, that would generate just as much excitement for a second year, assuming we get a better product on the field on the offensive side of the ball.
I mean, I really like the hire. It's just hard to believe that you can't find someone else at that caliber to come in. I mean, there has to be someone that wants to take the chance at Arkansas, right? It's an SEC school. Pittman seems like a good dude to work for. There's some talent. There's the NIL now.
Right.
But
the issue with the NIL, though, is it's you versus everyone's got access, right? When you're talking about the portal and NIL and everything, everybody's got access to it. And Arkansas's got to pick up the slack, especially on the offensive line.
I mean, I like it. I was, when he first came to Arkansas, when I heard that he was coming and he left Atlanta for us, I thought it was a grand slam hire. And I do think that, if you don't think about with all the baggage, I think it's a home run hire. He's a great play caller, and good recruiter, good developer. Louisville took him.
I say home run. Like, I look at it from two different angles. Number one is hey, look again. I'll say it again. The excitement, right? Because we know what he did here before. And that's what Hog fans hang on to, what he did here before. Forget about A&M. Forget about his second stint at Louisville. Forget about Missouri State. It's what he did here before. We could do it again. We could recapture it again. So that part of it, it's a home run. It's now generated. Like, ticket sales shouldn't struggle as much. I think they're still probably going to struggle a little bit because people still have a problem with Pittman. They still, it's still kind of, it's a little bit difficult for some folks to get over. And there's the question about how involved is he going to be with the offense, even with Bobby Petrino here. Hopefully he gets out of the way. And I think he did for the most part before. I really do. But, there's that side of it. And then there's the actual product. Like, what do we really expect? And for me, it's all about wait and see. I agree with T-Dub. I know some folks were kind of, didn't agree with everything that he said in his call. But I agree with him that, I am in wait and see mode, but I feel like if there is anybody that can turn this ship around, it's Bobby freaking Petrino. So,
but you're 100% right as far as the fan base, being excited, because who else aside from I don't think we could get a name that would excite the fan base. That UNLV coach that everyone's saying, I was not excited at all. I don't even know his name. I've seen like a couple of UNLV plays. Right. What am I expecting? Let's say we hired him. Do you think that's going to sell tickets? No, but now that Bobby P's coming back, boy, I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like I said, there was no other hire that could do this. There was no other hire that could do this.
I mean, not even if we got like Cliff Kingsbury over from USC. I mean, he's got some name, and that could have but Petrino would sell more than even Cliff, right? Because we're going back to 2011.
It's the familiarity. It is. Yeah, you're right. Hey, I appreciate your call, man.
All right, man. Thanks for taking the call. Take care. Bye.
All right, we got Dr. Pep 79.
Oh my God.
What's up, man?
Hey, Ty, I've listened to you for a long time now. Back in the Chad Morris era.
Oh, man.
It was horrible. And a lot of these guys that are on here now, I'm seeing their names again live. I never expected this. This is cool. No, I think this Hunter, I threw it out there a long time ago, back during Chad Morris, and it was laughed at.
Yeah.
Probably. Because it would never, it would never happen again. As OC, I think that'd be the perfect position for him. Not as head coach, but OC.
Yeah.
He's got that mindset. I mean, he can't do any worse. I mean, really.
Yeah, again
4-8.
Yeah, there's just I don't know of another hire that would do this. I really don't.
No, I don't either. I mean, I saw it today. I thought it was a joke. I saw the headlines and I was like, okay, this is a joke somewhere. And then my wife comes out and goes, he's hired as, OC. I was like, no way. And I had to go look it up, and I saw you were live, and I was like, I got to get in on this. And
absolutely.
And then I was like, well, I'll just throw my hat out there and see if I can get on live with Ty. And
well, there you go, man.
I appreciate you having me on, and everybody else, really.
I make dreams come true. That's what I do.
Thank you.
Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm full of shit. Yeah,
Me too.
for me, for what I do, listen, I'm not even gonna lie about it. Like, this is awesome. Like, as someone who's a commentator, right? This couldn't get any better. And I said this earlier in the first live show that I did a couple hours ago. This is why I do what I do, man. Not to toot my own horn for a minute here, but like this is why I wanted to do this. I love this.
Exactly.
It's exciting. As someone who's born and raised in Fayetteville, I remember the first time they hired Petrino. I mean, I was on cloud 9 then. We knew what we were getting, and we got exactly what we were expecting.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't become a Arkansas fan until 2011. I was born and raised in Louisiana.
Oh,
and I was never an LSU fan. Never liked LSU.
I like you even more.
I grew up in Florida. Was never a Gators fan.
I like you even more.
I came to Arkansas, and I got to experience Arkansas. Love this area. Love this area. Matter of fact, just 2 days ago, came back from Panama City. Still, I get back to this area. Love this area.
Yeah.
I love the beach, but I love this area.
Yeah.
And I am still, I mean, even a loss to Missouri like it was, and I watched it on the beach, hurt me so much. I'm an Arkansas fan through and through, and I did it through Petrino. I mean, I became an Arkansas fan in 2011. I remember being down there, watching against LSU, watching against, I think it was Tennessee, that Joe Adams run back.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was great. And I haven't let Arkansas go since. So I'm a through and through Arkansas fan.
That's awesome.
And back then in Chad Morris area, the era, will they bring Chad Morris back, or not Chad Morris? Damn, Bobby Petrino back? And everybody's like, no, why would they do that? They can't ever do that. And then here we are, not as a head coach, but as an OC. And does that need to be what happens? I think so, because I don't think Pittman wants to put his hands on the play calling, because that's not who he is.
Right. Yeah. No, there was no chance he was going to call the plays. And my fear was that the longer this takes, the more terrifying it was starting to, just thinking in the back of my head. This can't take until Friday. They can't do this.
No.
Like, they got to hit the portal, and they got to hit the ground running. You're getting some respect in chat, man. They're loving it that you've been to multiple states that are just who cares?
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I've been an Arkansas fan since I've come to Arkansas. Love Arkansas. It's the greatest. I mean, I've been, like I said, brought up in Louisiana, lived in Florida for a long time. As soon as I came to Arkansas, beautiful state.
Yeah.
Would never live anywhere else. I mean, I love Florida. I do in the winter. But I love Arkansas year round.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
What do you do? What do you do for a living? If you don't mind me asking. Feel free to say I'm not asking.
Well, I can. I work for the city of Bentonville, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I asked because it looks like you're in a wood shop, like in a.
I'm in my garage. I didn't want to be outside and be all dark. I'm with my car.
I see.
And everything else.
Okay. I thought maybe you're working the late shift and you're calling into my show, and I was just
I'm actually I got my clothes on, city of Bentonville.
Okay. All right.
I'm an arborist, actually. I do tree work. Now? Arborist.
Oh, okay.
I do tree work.
Okay. Hey, look, I did that. I certainly did. I worked for West Tree Service.
Oh, no kidding. That's awesome.
Years ago. Sure did. Yeah. They were located. Their home office. It was like two guys that owned it. They were down in Little Rock, and they had a contract with it wasn't Ozark. It was
AEP, probably somebody.
One of those. Yeah. And so we just cleared power lines. I did
that. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I did that for one summer, and I had enough.
I've done it for 18 years, man.
Oh, brother, you're a trooper. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I've been with City of Bentonville for 18 years. It's great. I love this area, man.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, thanks for what you do, man. People don't realize what you do. I mean, you keep those power lines clear.
We keep the lights on. We do.
Right. Absolutely. All right, man. Thanks for your call.
Hey, thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good evening.
Quality calls tonight, guys. Even Paul with his more red pants nonsense. Quality calls. This has been an awesome day. This is, again, I'll say it again. This is why I do what I do, man. I love it. I love it. This is great. Even at 8:37 p.m., I got to get up, take my kids to school. I'm not going to sleep at all tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be pretty miserable. You know what? It was worth it. We got another caller here. Let's see. What do we got? What's up, Woo Pig Pod? What's going on, man?
What's up, baby?
Living the dream, you know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. What do you got for me, Woo Pig Pod?
Man, what you think about this Bobby P, baby?
I am shocked. I mean, I'm going to say, hey, listen. Let me show you something. All right. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, people, listen, I get the baggage. I get the drama. Bygones be bygones. The Bible says we forgive. By God, that's what we do. And I loved what he did here the first time. Do I think he can recapture what he did then? I don't know. I've said all along, 2011, Bobby Petrino's not walking through those doors. I could be wrong.
Hey, man, we can't worry about old stuff, right?
That's right.
We can't worry about that. And this is what I say. We did a little thing about it today as well. Okay, so Bobby Petrino, that was 11 years ago. Are you the same guy you were 11 years ago? If I held you to the fire about who Tusk was, you know what I'm saying, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, none of us will be where we are.
That's right.
So, I mean, why do we continue to keep bringing it up? It's going to make the news for a little while. Okay, guess what? Let's get it all out of our systems because guess what? It's happening whether we wanted to or not. So let's just say, what can he do? He's a great offensive mind. Can you say that he ain't? Nobody can.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he certainly has the history, right?
Facts.
So obviously you're all about it. Let me ask you this: what's the next move now? What do they do? What's up? What do they do?
This is what I really think, man. Okay, so we already know that. For me, I don't think KJ is a Bobby Petrino quarterback. Bobby Petrino like to put some wind underneath the pigskin, and you have to be an accurate quarterback. Number two is Bobby Petrino runs a style of offense that is going to have to go through progressions. You're going to have to be able to go through those progressions pretty quickly and make a decision. Now, does that mean that we need to try to beef up that offensive line? Okay, is Kennedy going to be the guy for that? Because you're going to have to block to enable that quarterback to be able to get through those progressions without getting his knees cut out from under him, without him getting knocked in the dirt. So that's what I think is next. He's going to have to address those obvious flaws that we've had in our offense. And I think it starts with the offensive line.
I agree.
And the schemes that he draws up. We all know the kind of schemes, the blocking schemes that Bobby Petrino likes to run.
Yeah.
So that's what that's just me. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's just what I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the next move is on the offensive line. I think that's certainly to me, that's where you got to start. And especially, well, let me take that back. I could also see it playing out like this, just for recruiting purposes. Maybe they don't hire, maybe they don't make any more changes. I mean, I could certainly see that being something because they've done that before. I mean, that is certainly something they have done before. So that could be that. Maybe that's their next move here. They wait. They get through the portal. They get they get recruiting kind of going. We've got early signing period coming up. Mm-hmm. They may wait to make a move there. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
Now, okay, so we talked about recruiting. Now, do you remember this? Bobby Petrino was really not a fan favorite of doing his own recruiting. You remember that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he wasn't really big on that, and that was one of what he wasn't really big. That was one of his downfalls, correct? Yeah. So has he changed? I don't know because we weren't privy to what he did at Louisville. Yeah, okay, he picked the diamond out of the rough when he got Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That's a 1 out of a million shot that he did that. Okay, what did he do after that? He really didn't have any big names coming out, at Louisville. What did he do at Western Kentucky? He recruited good quality guys, but was at his position coaches doing that recruiting? Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
That's a good
so
point,
what is he gonna do here?
Yeah. If they give him full reins, does he keep Kenny Guyton? Does he keep Kennedy? Does he keep? And I hope he does keep Jimmy Smith. I'm a big Jimmy Smith fan, man.
I like him.
He's a cool dude. He's fun to watch practice. I like him a lot. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point, because at the end of the day, he's got to report to Pittman. And it comes down to what Pittman's decisions are and whether or not he's on board with some of the other coaching hires.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing too, is I really feel like in order for this little marriage to work, Pittman is going to have to give Bobby the reins.
Yeah.
It can't be a situation where, like we've seen this past year, where we're coming down and it's 4th and 2 and everybody's looking at each other. What you want to do? Well, what you want to do? Well, what you want to do? You're going to have those packages. Excuse me. You're going to have those packages already in place. Bobby Petrino is that kind of guy where when it comes down to that, hey, man, we already know what we're going to do. Let's get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of little bitty inner idiosyncrasies that's going to make the difference of whether this marriage works.
Does he let Bobby Petrino be Bobby Petrino?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So that's what. Yeah. So if he does that in practice, spring practice was tomorrow, baby.
That's what I'm saying. See, and I think everybody's just excited, about having something new, because I think this right here, this hire, I don't think, I mean, maybe I'll ask you too. I don't really think this was a Sam Pittman hire. I don't feel like it was.
I think someone else brought up that same point.
Because if you think about it, man, if you were in the hot seat with this boiling water like Pittman is, and you looking in your Rolodex, do you think Bobby Petrino is the first guy that you turn to?
Yeah, that's a good point. I said it earlier. I think he did offer the Georgia Tech. I'm blanking on his name now. The OC for Georgia Tech. Someone bail me out.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but
Buster Faulkner. I do think I believe those reports were probably, there was a level of truth to that. I think he did. It sounds like he wasn't interested, and I don't know. Maybe he did go offer Marion at Brennan Marion at UNLV, which I think would have been fantastic. Someone asked me if there was a better hire than Petrino in terms of just like on the field product. Boy, Brandon Marion, boy, don't count out that young man. I say young man. I think he's close to my age, but I like what I see out of that offense. That go-go is pretty special. Keep an eye on him for years to come.
I know, right? Yeah.
So I think you're probably right. I think Pittman was pressured, and they saw it. They saw ticket sales, they saw merch, they saw concession stand sales. Like, they saw it all going away.
It was going to implode. I'm telling you. That's because it came about really too quick for it to be something that that Pittman did.
Yeah.
That cake has been in the oven. That cake's been in the oven since Jimbo Fisher got fired. Because at that point, when Jimbo Fisher was fired, guess who is not going to have a job?
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino.
That's right. Yeah.
They start cooking that cake then.
Yeah.
It's too soon, man. The end of the season was just what? 4 or 5 days ago? 3 days ago?
Yeah. Yeah, we want to forget it, but yeah. Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, oh yeah, man, bringing Bobby Petrino back. Man, they have to do, there's so much that people don't understand too about these big hires. They don't just say, hey, Ty, you want a job? Okay, fine, fill out an application. Yeah. They have to re-vet you. They have to do a whole bunch of other stuff. You don't do that in 3-4 days.
Yep. I think you're onto something, man. I really do.
I'm just saying.
I know you've been on the fire Pittman, wipe them out clean bus. I know you've been on that. Does this redemption for you a little bit? Is this like, all right, well, he did something right?
Like I said, I don't think it was, number one, I don't think it was him. I don't think it was his hire. And so from that standpoint, then I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know.
Wait and see, right? You're in wait and see mode. All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. It's always fun.
Man, hey, it's always love with your time, man. We love you, baby, over at the Woo Pig Podcast.
Hey, man, hey, call in anytime, man. Call in anytime. I appreciate you.
All right, man. We'll holler at you, baby.
Absolutely. Calls are crushing it. You guys are crushing it. Keep it coming. Brian Fraser, what do you got for me, brother?
Hey, man, what's up? You know, I'm on the clock, but check it out. I agree with everything everybody's been saying pretty much. But it also brought to mind a few things. This is not Sam's hire. So in order for this to work, obviously Bobby is he going to, he is going to have full control over the offense. Because Sam has had his time with being able to veto this and veto that, and he's made bad decisions and bad calls. So this is going to have to be one of them cases like, Sam, you're not fixing to veto Bobby, who has way more years of experience than what you got. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to have full reins to it. But doing that, I think we might run into some issues with maybe Sam's pride a little bit. Sam's going to be able to still feel like he's going to be the head coach of the team if he doesn't have full or any type of control when it comes to the offensive coordinator position. Honestly, if I was him, I'd just take a step back and allow Bobby to do his thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think Sam will run into some trouble. And I think at this point in time, Sam is saying, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done so I don't lose my job, you know, because like you said, everybody was jumped off the Arkansas football train, as you could put it. Because I know I did. I was done way further in the season. I used to just check in the Discord and Patreon just to see, or Discord to see what the score was and see who was jumping off the ledge and who wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
And kind of getting a few giggles out of it. Yeah. I like to hire. I like to hire. I remember, you know, having this conversation plenty of times, and I had folks say, would you please stop with the Bobby Petrino hire? He's not coming back there. Would you just cut it out? Oh, yeah, you were one of them. Yeah, you cut that out. Yes, you was.
All love, though, man. All love.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I didn't see it, even though that I said that, you know, and I was saying Bobby for head coach. I wasn't even saying Bobby for OC. But OC is a better position, like T-Dub was saying, for Bobby to come into, get a little bit of footing, and then maybe, like T-Dub said, take over the rest of the ship. I like Sam Pittman. He just don't have that I'm a leader type. You know what I mean? Sam is more like if you're having a bad day and you need somebody to give you a hug, you knock on his door. You know what I mean?
Hey, I did one time. I saw him stop practice to scream and yell and drop a couple F-bombs. And then that was it.
One time. Okay. Oh, but see, you didn't even have to mention that, brother. Come on, man. One time. Come on. You just tried to say in his defense. Hey, hold on, Brian. One time he did it that I see. But come on, man. And this is not, I'm not trying to take a shot at Mr. Pittman's character at all. Like I said, I like him as a human being, and as far as keeping morals and certain ways to do things, I like it. I think they got to stop playing with this. Well, I don't want to pay a player to come and they got to earn it. Stop it. Stop that. Because that's almost like, let me see how I can put this. I want to see if you can do it before I pay you. People ain't doing that no more. You know what I mean? They're paying these players big time bucks. They're coming in. They pan out sometimes, and sometimes they don't pan out. That's just the kind of gamble that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's like semi-pro league. But you got to pay the money to get some people in here. Otherwise, we're just going to just suck. And Dabo is actually, you know, done better than what everybody thought he was because of what he felt like about this whole situation. But I mean, what do you think about that? You think they need to stop with you need to show us what you got first before we pay? Because at this point, you're dealing with players who, if they go out there and they're giving it everything they got, trying to show you, and they get themselves hurt, now they don't have anything else to lean back on, and then the university after a while might just release you or something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
So you got to open that checkbook up, man, to get some players in there so they can see that they have some type of financial benefit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a new era in football. He's got to catch up with that, man. So hopefully Hunter and the rest of the boys, are saying, you know what, we looked at this thing all wrong and we're going to take a different direction. I was shocked that Sam is still here because I was done with Razorback football. I said, you know what, I'm not even going to watch Razorback football no more as long as Pittman is there because just like everybody else, just don't want to see the same product year after. I mean, me and you are around the same age. I think I might have got a year on you or two. You 40 yet, Ty?
Yeah, I'm 40.
Okay, well, you reached. Welcome to the 40 club, brother.
Yeah.
So I think I got 1 year on you. I turned 40 Friday.
I see them laughing down there. I see them laughing. I see the callers down there laughing. We got like 4 callers. They're laughing. I see them.
But check it out, man. We've had a long time since we've actually seen some good Razorback football and to be able to be excited about it. So,
yeah,
man, I'm just, this hire has excited me, to want to watch, to see, like T-Dub said and the rest everybody was saying, to see who they're going to get out of the transfer portal. As far as KJ is concerned, let him go. I don't want to see KJ another year. I really, really don't want to see KJ another year. Get somebody else in there who can throw that ball and read progression. It's not going to come in and say, well, it's too hard for me. I can't do it. We need something simplified. Nah, because we're trying to prepare you to go to the next level.
Yeah.
You got to learn this stuff. But anyway, I'm going to hop off here, man, trying to work on these things to keep us safe. Unfortunately, we don't have any work right now, but I'm just getting paid and listening to you. So
hey, baby, what other better way, right? I mean, you get paid to listen. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's right, man. Touch Talk with Ty, y'all. Like, subscribe, go to Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, become a legendary member. Just do it. Do it now. Anyway, I'm out of here, brother.
I appreciate you. Thanks a lot, man.
I know.
Brian Fraser, everybody. Thank you so much. All right. We got another one. We're going to have to speed through these a little bit. We got to speed through them. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Ty? How you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. Did you say you were 44? Is that what you were saying?
That's right. I put up to 44. Yeah, I'm 44. Yeah, time flies. I was the hottest thing smoking like day before yesterday. Now I'm just an old fogey. But first, I got a question for you. Your excitement level on 1 to 10, where do you stand?
As for me, I think it's a two different. There's media side of me, right? The guy that goes to practice, the guy that does this for a living, covers the Razorbacks. It's a freaking 15.
Okay.
As a fan, as someone, I mean, you guys know, I've said it. Born and raised, I'm all Hog. I mean, I am. I like the Rams, like the Celtics, Cardinals. I'm all about the Hogs. Excitement's pretty high there too. I don't know what the number is yet. I promise maybe I'll get back to you on that. I don't know what it is high.
Fair enough. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you my number because I was shout out to Big Flexi. I can't call him Big Sexy, but shout out to my brother there. And I told him some things earlier. My level is on 7. Okay. I'm cautiously optimistic.
All right.
I do understand that Coach Petrino is a phenomenal offensive coach.
Yeah.
But he is coming into a dumpster fire partially. He has to get the what is it, the fire extinguisher and put out the fire over there by the dumpster.
That's it.
We gotta
no one wants to talk about that.
We gotta retain players.
Yeah.
And the key component is who's going to be on the offensive staff that's going to do the recruiting, that's going to be able to bring in some of these transfer portal cats that we're going to need. Because we're going to need to beef up because we're going to lose some more people, unfortunately. I mean, when I saw Paul, that was the one player I said, please don't have him drop a transfer. As soon as I saw that, I just put my head down. And at that point, I was like, I'm not going to pay attention to nothing Arkansas for the next year. That's how I was feeling. But I'm excited about it. I'm not going to lie. But I just don't want the fan base to get overzealous about it because we have PTSD. And I'm going to stick with that. We have PTSD. I mean, we do.
Yeah,
we've taken some beatings over the years, and I just want to see a good product, us be competitive, and I don't think it's too much to ask for 8-win teams on a consistent basis. I don't think
so either. I don't think so either.
What a 10 year, what a 10 in every 3 to 4 years, 8, 7, 8, 10, 6, 10, 8, 9, 10. I can then give us one big boy. I mean, give us one.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they fired Nutt and he won 18 games back to back in his 9th season, his 10th season.
He got fired after winning 9 games.
Yeah. So,
but it was a lot behind that, though. It was a lot of turmoil behind the Nutt years, though.
There was, and we're not talking about years 3 and 4. I get it, but I mean, still, the fans. I think the fans wanted more, and they got more eventually. Until
we did
the blonde
back
of the bike.
But he's coming back, and hopefully, the full autonomy is absolutely going to be needed for this to work for him as the offensive coordinator. Which I don't think he had full autonomy at Texas A&M, and I think he needs to have that to be to really capitalize on his offensive genius. The one thing I am a little nervous about, and I've said this a couple of times, I don't think the game is past him, but it's not 2011 anymore.
Yeah.
It's 2023. The game has changed so much in 12 years.
It has. And not only that, transfer portal, NIL, and like you mentioned, and another caller mentioned, and some folks in chat have mentioned, he's not the head coach. He can't finalize all the hires on the offensive side of the ball.
And he's not a recruiter.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping he would. Okay, you named it. Who you really love on the offensive staff to stay?
Jimmy Smith.
He's a great recruiter too, isn't he?
Yep, Georgia, South Georgia.
And Guyton's a pretty good recruiter too, right?
He is.
I heard a deep breath there. Hold up, let it out, Ty. Let it out. That was a big sign.
I don't know if he should keep. If he should be the guy next year or not. I just don't.
You don't think he should be the wide receivers coach next year?
Well, his receivers have been mid at best the last 2 years. And I hear like Armstrong was pretty good. Armstrong had played
well.
Okay, he came in, he had Burks. My God, you and I could have coached Burks into the first round. The dude had raw talent.
Throw it in the air. He'll catch it.
He's down there somewhere, as Pinto would say on Twitter. He ain't wrong. So
he wasn't.
I think I don't know about Guyton. I just don't. And then there's also the coaching style. Will he match? Because we all know Petrino. Someone mentioned he's type A. He is very type A. I've seen Guyton coach. Maybe they'll mesh. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never been around Petrino. I've been around practice for 2 years, and I know what I've seen. And I do wonder if there's some cats on that offensive side of the staff, if they'll mesh well with Petrino. So I think these are all things we got to consider.
I'll tell you this much: we won't never hear about a Polar Express at halftime while we losing on a Petrino coach team. If that happened on Petrino's watch, people would have been getting their heads chopped off.
That's it right there, my man. That's it. That ain't happening no more. At least not
at all.
Offensive staff or the offensive players. That ain't going down. I agree.
But I know there's other callers who want to jump in, but it's a lot of work to do. This is just the very, very tip of the iceberg in the beginning. But the timing of this lets me know that there was things that are already put in place and there was some planning already. Because you dropped the NIL the same day you hired Petrino, and all the fan base gets riled up. Smart. So everybody's just dogging out HY. Listen. HY is pretty smart, and I think that I personally believe that he was actually really going to get rid of Pittman, but because of the board of trustees or whoever, I think they wanted to throw all the money only on one coach, which was Gus. that leaves his hands tied. I don't know why they so thirsty for Gus when Gus don't really rock with Arkansas after what he went through with Houston Nutt. We got to let that ship is sailed, bro. That's gone. You know, I don't. That's something that's never to happen. We will not have a long story about Gus Malzahn becoming the coach of Arkansas, but we might have a 30 for 30 for Petrino and redemption for Arkansas. And I really hope to see us rebound and win some games. But listen, all my fellow Hog fans, I need y'all to make sure you keep your expectations tempered. Don't jump out of the window because you're going to hurt your feelings if it don't work. But there's a new model they put out there. I think we're going to the dark side. So it's no longer Arkansas, bro. It's Darkansas. We're going Darkansas now.
That's it, baby.
We evil now. So we ain't here to be your friends. We're here to kick your butt. And we owe Missouri a beatdown. Missouri is not a rival. I don't care what nobody tell me. I don't care about them. I don't have a beef with Missouri. They talk a little bit of junk, and that's cool, fine and dandy, but they're just another team we face. Texas will always be my enemy. Always. I grew up in the Southwest Conference days. So this Missouri rivalry don't move me, but doggone it, we got to beat them, though, because this is one-sided as it gets.
It is.
Salute to all my beautiful Arkansas fans everywhere across the world. I'm always going to be repping it. I'm born in Arkansas, but I live in Connecticut. But when I retire, I'm going to take it to Fayetteville. I'm going to give me a nice house, and I'm going to be a season ticket holder as an old man. That's my plan.
Bro, hit me up. We'll go hit up some Herman's. Go eat some barbecue.
Oh, don't play with me. Come on, you trying to make me fatter than I am? Come on, Ty. How you going to do
it? Hey. I'm just saying. Herman's. We go to Doe's. Penguin Ed's is good too. Hey, let's do it. Hit me up.
You're making me hungry. Blessings.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. All right, we've got Cade up next. What's up, bro? What's going on?
Nothing much. So Petrino's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he is.
That's craziness. Yeah. So remember whenever Arkansas played Missouri State, a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
Missouri State completely outplayed us.
They did. Yeah. They made it a ball game in the second half. You remember that fake fourth down? The 4th and 1 wasn't fake. It was 4th and 1, and he just threw it downfield.
Yeah, that's crazy. And at that point, I was like, Petrino's just a better coach than Sam Pittman. Because he just with FCS players, he completely outplayed an FBS team, and I was like, he's just a better coach.
He's been outcoached. Pittman's been outcoached time and time and time again.
And
he has.
Okay. So if we are really good next year, I don't know, 7-5, 8-4, are they gonna say that who's gonna take the credit for it, Petrino or Pittman?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, he got over it at A&M apparently. That was the question: was him and Jimbo were they gonna mesh? Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Maybe that's why they went 7-5. I don't know, but the offense was better. We went over those numbers earlier. I know someone's probably going to ask where are the numbers. We went over it in the last live show, but he did improve. So maybe if he got over having to answer to somebody at A&M, maybe he's gotten over that and he'll do the same here. With a little bit better, right? There's some things on that offense at A&M that struggled, like running the football. They were not good at running the football, but they did some really good things. So that says to me, I think on the surface, at least, as far as we know, that he got over it. He was okay with being the OC and not the head coach.
Mm-hmm. But okay, so the thing is, Petrino was really good 10 years ago. That's what everybody's saying.
Right.
But you think he is actually ready to go? You really think that he cares a lot about this job, or you think it's just I'll go to Arkansas, I'll just go through the motions, or you think he actually wants to get his career back on track at 62 years old?
The only way he can get his career back on track is to put a good product on the field. So Arkansas will be the benefiter of that, right? I don't know that you would take this job and then just say, to hell with it, whatever. I just took this job because of whatever. It's clear he wants to be back in this league. It's the best league in college football. It's the best conference in college football. It's clear he wants to be back, even at 62.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's ho-humming it. I don't think that at all. At least, I mean, we'll find out. I mean, he's not in his 50s. He's not younger. So maybe the fire has burned out a little bit. But man, I mean, tell that to Saban. Tell that to what's going on in old man at North Carolina, Mac Brown. I mean, there's still. I think if there's anybody who's still got a little bit of fire left in him, Petrino is certainly somebody to go along with that type A personality that he has. I think he's still hungry.
Yeah. And Missouri State wasn't that good that year that they almost beat Arkansas, were they? But they that one game.
Yeah, they went on like a 4 or 5 game losing streak after that. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to this, but someone had said they had some major injuries they could not overcome. They got pretty banged up after Arkansas, and it showed. And apparently, they went on like a 4 or 5 game losing streak. So I don't know. We'd have to ask Bobby Petrino, right? But
yeah.
But
do you know anything about like Bobby Petrino's like personality? Because like Tyler, what is his name? Tyler Wilson.
Yeah, Tyler Wilson.
So yeah, like I used to know his dad a little bit ago.
Okay.
I don't know, like 5 years ago or something. He said everybody on the team hated Bobby Petrino, but they like respected him.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've talked to some former players. I was at a game last year, and I talked to a couple of former players, and they said the same thing. He's not afraid. Listen, we can't sit here and act like you've got Michael Smith, former running back at Arkansas, who's claiming that after Michael Smith was complaining about some serious injuries, Petrino called him the P word. I can't say it because YouTube will literally smack my ass for saying it. Petrino called him the P word, and then Michael Smith got an MRI or something, and it turned out it was for real. And I mean, I don't know what's to be believed. I don't even know if Michael Smith actually said that or not. I don't know if that was a Twitter thing or where that came from, but that's something that was put out there. There is a dark side to Petrino, and I can also say this without mentioning names. I have talked to people who were around the university, and I mean working within either on campus into some capacity or another, who hated Bobby Petrino. They were thrilled to see him get fired. And those people, some of them are still there. So it's not a vacate, or it's not great for everybody. Keep in mind, there's going to be people working in that stadium when you go to a game, or if you talk to somebody affiliated with the football program, they'll tell you, some of the OGs there, yeah, Petrino was something else when he was here the first time. So not everybody's hooting and hollering about this, right? And then you've also got the fans that think this is kind of a C- hire. He didn't do much at A&M. Why is this a big deal? You got those folks as well. So we're just going to have to wait and let it play itself out.
At least he didn't kick a guy like Urban Meyer.
I still haven't watched that whole. Have you seen the Swamp documentary on Netflix? It's about Florida, and I started watching it, and oh my God, what I've seen the first episode. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't kill somebody down there. I mean, so Petrino is that level. I mean, he's hardcore. Some of the best coaches, some of the best CEOs, they live on another planet, man. That's why they are who they are. We can be envious. We could scream about it all day long. He's an asshole, whatever. But boy, when it comes to getting results, there's not very many that can without that type of personality. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, so what I said earlier about Petrino coming here is just doesn't care about the job. I kind of feel like that, like Urban Meyer did that with the Jaguars. Like, dude went to a Cincinnati bar with like Joe Burrow and all that crap. He was kicking people. He was like, it seemed like he was just let go of the rope.
Yeah. I don't know what that was all about. That was really weird. I hope Petrino doesn't have that in him, but that was very strange.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer's kind of a weird guy. I don't
He's a really good coach though.
Yeah. Yeah. When he's at his best, I mean, he gets results. So
yeah.
All right, man. Well, Kate, I appreciate your call. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks for
taking it, man. Again, calls, grade A calls. Could not. I mean, and I know too. We're all really pumped. There's the screen. We'll go ahead and throw that screen up there for a second until we get another caller. So we're going to keep the lines open here for just a little bit longer. We'll see if we get anyone else calling in. Let me read chat here. Ty, best hire we made in over a decade. Well, I mean, since Petrino. I mean, if you're saying over a decade, this job this job is personal to Petrino. To wrong or right, let me just put it on the screen. To wrong or right, proud of Pittman, took stones. If this was Pittman's hire, I kind of see where people are coming from about this maybe not being his hire. Could he have been pressured? Devil's advocate. Bobby's a total disaster. Then what? Yeah, I mean that. Yeah. Well, then Pittman's fired, right? I mean that's kind of the other side of this argument, right? Is okay. Well, if he sucks, then they're both gone, which was probably going to happen anyways, right? I think so. All right, we got Steven. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Ty? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
All right, cool. Man, I just wanted to call in real quick and say, obviously, woo pig. I'm up here in Montana, pretty close to where Bobby P was actually born. And yeah, he was. I'm obviously everybody knows he's born up here.
Yeah.
Tell you what, this is about the most exciting thing that could have happened. I mean, even if we had fired Sam, I don't think that it would have generated as much buzz as this is going to. And with Bobby P not being the guy who, quote unquote, liked to recruit himself, I mean, of course, he's going to know how to bring in coaches who can recruit. I mean, that's his thing. So we don't even really have to question, can he bring in people who can get it done? I mean, he's done it in the past. Hopefully he'll do it again. But what I really wanted to do is I kind of wanted to bring a little bit of a conspiracy theory into this before we end the night. If you look at the timing of Hunter Yurachek coming out and supporting Sam Pittman, it was right after the Florida loss. And that was pretty much when his support was fully behind Sam. And I feel like the timing of that was interesting considering the buyout. If Sam had been under 500, obviously, as we all know, his buyout would have been much less. Well, that Florida win cemented Sam being at 500 or above this season. Even if Sam had lost out, he would have still been at 500. So I feel like that us winning that Florida game put Hunter Yurachek in position. Of course, we've talked about the boosters not wanting to pay that big of a buyout, all the things attached to it. I feel like it put Hunter Yurachek in a position where he almost had to keep Sam Pittman, and maybe the hire or the search for a guy like Bobby Petrino started then, after that game, and maybe that's why Hunter knew he wasn't going to get rid of Sam. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit of conspiracy theory, but it's kind of funny to me that game cemented Sam's buyout being much higher, and that's when Hunter put his full support behind Sam. So, Ben, I just want to say you do a great job. And of course, like I said, I had to call in, dude. I'm up here in Lewistown. Like, I'm pretty close. I'm 100 miles away from Lewistown. So go Bobby P, go Hogs, and you're the man, Ty.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for calling in.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
I don't know if I want to take this next call. Bro, your name. Like, I'm not calling you that. I'm not doing that. I'll bring you on, but I'm not saying your name. I ain't calling nobody that.
Hello?
What's going on, man?
Hey, this is Country Boy.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. No, it's Vader. Where's John Hawes at? What's going on, man? What do you got?
I love this hire. I'm real critical a lot of times of Arkansas sports or what have not or whatever, but this is the best hire they could have made. I mean, other than firing Sam Pittman, in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like we talked, you were saying that this right here brings 90% of Hog Twitter is ecstatic. You got your 10% that don't like it, the old people in their 50s, 60s, they don't like it, but I just think it's great, man. I mean, it's gonna bring back, good times eventually. I don't think we'll have a great season next year, but I think in a couple years it'll show. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah, and again, I'll say it again. We have been running for almost 2 hours here, but there was nobody else that was going to have this, that was going to create this kind of buzz. There was no other hire that was going to do this. So it's, even if it wasn't Pittman or Hunter or whoever decided to make this call, this hire, It took stones, but it also took brains, because they knew they had to generate some excitement. This is how you do it. And
do you think they're going to let Bobby hire his own offensive staff?
That'd be a good question for Pittman. I mean, that would be the question, really. That would. And I don't even know if Pittman can answer that.
He would say, I don't know.
He would. You're right. He would.
Do you think their intentions is, if it don't work out with Pittman, is Bobby's going to be the next head coach?
See, I don't know about that, because Pittman is in no hurry to retire. He made that perfectly clear. And if Pittman has such a bad year where it's a fireable offense, well, then reason would have to dictate, well, something must have went wrong with the offense. And if that's the case, they're not going to bring on Petrino, who didn't put a good product on the offensive side of the field, no matter what excuse people want to make. So I don't know. Unless
maybe try to push him out.
Well, I was going to say, unless they pressure him, unless the board, Hunter Yurachek, they get together and they're just like, you know what, we're going to buy you out. We want Petrino. But they wouldn't buy him out at $15 million. Now I know it's going to be different next year, but they've shown that they're pretty cheap.
Don't it go down every year?
Say that again.
Don't the buyout go down every year?
Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know what the number is next year, but it does go down.
And I was told, like, he has a losing record, but when they redid his contract, they threw out the first year where he was 3-7, so that makes him have a winning record.
It's something like that. Yeah, it's. I mean, they've kind of dug themselves into a hole here, and again, it's decisions like this that make you wonder, why are they in the SEC? I mean, because they don't act like a team, as far as I can tell. And this goes back to Jeff Long, right? This goes back to all the shenanigans that went down after Jeff Long with Cromer's Peoples and how all that went down. They do not act the upper, the top, the tippity top of Arkansas, University of Arkansas athletics, the board. They don't act like a team in the SEC sometimes, at least when it comes to football. Basketball, I kind of feel like Musselman fell in their lap. They had no idea. And Hunter Yurachek, I don't think, had any idea what Musselman would turn this program into. And it was also timing with the transfer portal. I mean, that was just beautiful. I talked to Blake Lovell of SEC 14 about that, or Southeastern 14, about the timing and everything with him. And then, of course, we know he inherited Dave Van Horn. So with football, they don't act like a group that, like this is an SEC school. And it goes back to, I think Trey Biddy said this: if you can't afford that $15 million buyout, what are you doing in the SEC? So there's a lot of shenanigans going on. And finally, you feel like whatever those shenanigans are, maybe it worked out for the better this time.
Do you think you remember the last press conference he had at the Missouri game when they was talking about the offensive coordinator? Do you think he knew then that it was going to be Bobby Petrino?
No.
Because he said within a week we will have somebody hired.
He did, and I think that was the plan, and I think that had to do with the transfer portal, and I think that had to do with the NIL, the new edge push, right? Because he said at the beginning, I want to coach, again, talking about the run game. He wanted someone who knew that could, wanted to run the ball. A&M did not run the ball effectively. They're probably, of all the available OCs, he's probably the worst. I mean, really, his offense, his run game was terrible. And I'm not saying that to knock Petrino. I'm just simply saying that to me is evidence that Petrino was not his first call. Because if it was, he wouldn't have been talking about the run game. He wouldn't have brought that up at all.
Did you read where Jeff Long is living back in Fayetteville? He bought a house in Fayetteville.
I read that. I don't know if there's anything to that. If there is, that's kind of wild.
They said his daughter. They said his daughter lives there and has a baby.
Well, so I know one of his daughters. I say I know her. She's actually a media member, or she was. Chelsea, is that her name? And she's now working with Clemson. She's moved out to Clemson. She's very nice, very very nice. She worked for a paper out of Fort Smith or something. I didn't know he had another. I thought he only had the one daughter. I don't know. I don't keep up with, but I don't know. Maybe that's the case. It's not unheard of. We know. I mean, listen, Pittman, no matter what happens, he wants to retire in Arkansas. Bob Petrino clearly wanted to come back to Northwest Arkansas. I've heard before Jeff Long's wanted to retire here, so it's not a surprise. It's really not.
I think this is I mean, with the NIL deal being announced today, I think that was all planned. With the hiring of Bobby Petrino. Do you
You
think
think
it?
it was all planned? So you think it was
Yeah.
from the get-go? Yeah, I don't think that. I don't, because again, there were signs there in the beginning that
No, I mean with the NIL deal coming
Oh.
out today, then them hiring.
My bad. I'm trying to read chat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think so. And not only that, they're doing a whole presentation at halftime tomorrow in the Duke game. They're doing this whole like edge. I don't know what it is. They're giving away something. It might be tickets or something. They're trying to promote the hell out of this. You're not wrong. And I do think Hunter Yurachek's not a dumb guy. I think that
This was his decision, I think, because he had to sign off on it. And I think they said a few other people had to sign off on it.
Yeah, well, someone is it the president, the U of A? Someone's got to sign off on it up top, but it sounds like it's already happened. So
That's just man, I never thought this would happen. Did you ever think he'd come back?
No, I didn't. No,
I think his apology in 2019 went a long ways because he got us.
So that was in 2019. I swear to God, I thought that was like last year. I don't know why.
No, that was 2019.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
it's
been 4 years.
Well, I mean, it looked legit. I think he was being honest. I really do. And I know that's hard I know there's some people who scoff at that, but I don't know, man. I can read people pretty well. I didn't think that was phony at all. I think he really meant it. And if he did, he deserved that standing ovation that he got down at the Little Rock Club. Hey,
Yes,
I got to
he
get
did.
some more calls, man. I appreciate you calling.
I appreciate it, man.
As always, appreciate you, man. I appreciate you calling in. It's always a pleasure to have you in chat watching the show, even if you're riling people up in chat.
All right. I appreciate it, man.
Take it easy. See that? Uh-oh. Did I remove him? Oh, no, there's Razor. Hang on a second, Razor. You're muted. Hang on. I'm going to keep you muted. That is the one thing about this, right? You hear someone or you see someone in chat or in comments or in Discord, and you think, man, that guy's a total asshole. And then they call in. This is like the second time we've had someone who's a little, has a bit of a reputation. He might be infamous, right? And then you hear him talk and you give him a shot. It's a different story, right? They say he seemed country boy. If that was really him, seemed like a really pleasant guy. I could sit down and have a beer with him. All right, Razor. We got Razor and John Goodman coming up. Razor, what do you got for me, my man?
How you doing? Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, man.
I've been watching you for a while. I usually just kind of lurk and don't really type anything in chat, but
there's nothing wrong with lurkers.
I'm excited for the hire. Kind of a younger guy, but like peak of Razorback football from my memory was Bob Petrino in the 2008 to 2011 era. But I kind of want to get your opinion on more in-depth stuff here. With what seemingly is, in my opinion, KJ's gone. Whether it's going to be to the professional level or most likely, in my opinion, he'll transfer somewhere like Mississippi State, where he has ties to that team now with Levy, right? Getting hired over there.
Yep.
I want your opinion on people that we can get in as far as to compete for the job, and maybe other pieces to fill in. There's interesting tweets from some Razorback receivers earlier today when the kind of hire was getting kind of put out there. Like Gary Bohannon has been entered into the portal. That's a name that I would like to go after. He's an Arkansas guy from Earl. And of course, I mean, we could always wait and, a couple of years try and get Ken Archer up here with his brother. And I can't take all my credit for research. I was listening to Josh Teeter's meeting on Twitter earlier today, and he's kind of brought some of this stuff up, kind of got me thinking. I mean, you have some great players that have already entered the portal, and that's including FIU receiver Chris Mitchell, who, torched us for 200-something yards not too long ago. That's a player that I would definitely be interested in getting. I know some people are saying Will Rogers to see if we can get him or some of these high caliber players, but
okay. Well, let me answer. First off, I'm not. Listen, I know who's out there, but I also look at it this way. Matt Rule at Nebraska is looking for a quarterback, and he has a hell of a reputation, right, with what he can do on the offensive side of the ball. Larry at Kentucky, who's going to play in their bowl game, he's out. He's gone after this year. At least that's the word. Auburn, they're going to be looking for a quarterback. Hugh Freeze has a reputation with that offense. North Carolina, that's another team that's going to be looking for a quarterback. They got to once again look for a replacement there. I think, USC is clearly going to have, they're going to have to make a replacement. Wisconsin, there's a lot of teams that are going to be going after these high-profile quarterbacks. While Petrino's exciting to you and I, or at least to people, certainly people my age or 35 or older who remember the hype and the excitement and the kind of the energy that his offense that Petrino's offense brought. These kids don't have a clue. I mean, they just don't. They don't know the Petrino that I remember when he was the offense coordinator at Auburn, or when he was calling plays for Louisville, or when he took the job at Atlanta. It's a different world. It's fun to think we can just go after any quarterback we want, but I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of schools going after quarterbacks. I don't know if, and I'm not saying it's impossible, man. Petrino still has a hell of a reputation. People know if there's anybody who can coach offense, it's this guy, right? Unfortunately, the A&M year didn't go as expected. I think he would probably tell you that. So how much of that is used against him negatively, right, in the recruiting fields? But I do think they're going to do something in the portal, and I agree that probably KJ is going to move on. I do. I can't. There's so much that's happened this year that's like, who saw that coming, right? And this is obviously the biggest. But there's a lot of other questions. We could talk about all the transfers, but right now my focus is on what are they first doing? What are they doing with Kennedy, right? The offensive line coach. And then what are they going to do with the rest of the offensive staff? Kenny Guyton, Jimmy Smith. A lot of questions there. And they've got to get that fixed or figured out. Or they're going to go plan B, like I mentioned earlier, and they don't make any coaching changes, and they go straight into the portal, which could also happen. If that's the case, I really, really like that Miami quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, a lot. I like his arm strength. I like what he could do. He's got some pretty good arm talent. There's a couple other names. They've left my mind, but there's a couple other guys out there in the portal. They're expecting a hell of a lot more. I kind of wonder what happens to that Oregon State, the backup quarterback at Oregon State, who was this big-time prospect. Again, that kid's name is slipping my mind, but he was a big-time prospect when he committed to Oregon State. And so now that coach is gone. So what happens there? Petrino's been known. He can dip just about anywhere. He'll go anywhere to go find talent. That's someone who's going to be a hot commodity if he enters the portal, assuming that he does. There's a lot of names, man, and there's a lot of things that have got to happen first.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Cody Kennedy will be retained. In my opinion, I hope not. Anyways, I agree with you. I think Jimmy Smith is one of the guys that you have to retain. What he's done for Arkansas is getting that talent into that room is just amazing. Yeah. Especially with what I'm assuming we're probably going to lose Rocket probably to the NFL draft.
Yeah, I think Rocket's gone.
But yeah, I won't take too much more of your time. I appreciate the call. And also, man, I want to say thank you because you've inspired me to start doing this myself.
Okay.
So I appreciate you, and I thank you again for the call.
If you need any tips or whatever, I don't know how much help I could be, but always feel free to reach out, man. My DMs, well, they're open on Discord. I mean, I don't know about Twitter, but they're on Discord. So if you need any help, if you got any questions, fire away, man.
For sure. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. John Goodman, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Ty, what's up, man?
Man, I'm starting to come down a little bit, right? I'm getting a little tired, but I'm hanging in there. How you doing?
Man, just settling in. Just got back from watching some high school basketball tonight. 3 games. Man, just got out of school because I teach high school math and all that good stuff. And
okay. What district, if you don't mind my asking?
Martree.
Where?
Martree, Northeast Arkansas.
Okay. All right. That's not far from Piggott.
No, right? It's an hour.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm your legendary Patreon supporter, by the way.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But anyway, got this news today. My buddy of mine told me, saying, hey, Bobby P's coming back to Arkansas. And I was like, what? Hold on 1 second. So I had to check this out. And Twitter was blowing up with this.
It was wild.
And then they finalized the deal was finalized. I was like, man, could this possibly resurrect the football program? Because I remember my first year, I went to college at Fayetteville, Bobby Petrino's first year. And, you know, the time that was so fair, the Casey Dick throw to London Crawford at the end of the season, the Miracle Markham too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, could this possibly be the chance that we need to, especially now?
Yeah.
NIL deal came out today. Bobby Petrino gets hired. Could you imagine tomorrow how awesome Bud Walton's going to be after we beat Duke tomorrow?
Well, someone brought this up. This is really fascinating. What if they introduced him at halftime inside Bud Walton Arena?
Can you imagine? Oh my goodness!
Oh, are you kidding me?
Love to see it.
I wish I was there. I've got to do the post game, but that would be amazing. It may not happen, but it would be incredible. It really would.
Yeah. So I just want to get on here, just get your opinions. What do you think this is going to do? Transfer portal coming up. It's just to open up here in December 4th?
Yeah, December 4th.
December 4th. So
Yeah.
how do you think it's going to affect the transfer portal, 2024 recruiting class, possibly 2025, and then going into 2024 football schedule, especially non-conference wise? We know we're playing UAPB first game, and you've got 3 tough games against Louisiana Tech, UAB, Oklahoma State, and then, of course, the SEC schedule.
Yeah. Are you asking me what do I like? How do I think Arkansas will do there, or
right? How do you think Arkansas will do going into?
Well, like you said, you kind of already touched on it. It depends on what they do in the portal, right? Like they're going to have to get some names out of the portal. Don't know what they're going to do if Kenny Guyton hits the road right beforehand. If that happens, maybe it won't. Then you're going to have to really pick up the slack there, and they're going to have to go into the portal and grab some receivers. Sounds like I think Augustive today tweeted something that felt pretty, like he was maybe going to stick around at Arkansas. That's huge. I can't tell you guys. I said it when he committed, I was through the roof. I think very highly of him, and it was so good to see him finish off the year on a positive note the way that he did. Yeah, they're going to have to kill it in the portal, and that's the other question too. Does Petrino, assuming, and people keep saying he doesn't recruit, I think he did a little bit. They went after Doral Green Beckham. I don't know if some of you guys remember that name or not. He was the number 1 player in the state of Missouri. He was the number 1 player overall in the country in 2012 class. He was all over that. I mean, from what I understand, he was very active in his recruitment. Accidentally bumped into him apparently at an airport, so Petrino had to pull himself out of the recruitment of DGB because, again, he ran into him at an airport. So the NCAA rules dictated that I don't know if there were rules, but there was certainly something there that the U of A had to act quick. Petrino had to not recruit him, but he was involved in some of the recruitment. And I was told that the Warren guys, again, this would be a good question for, I don't know, DJ Williams might know a little bit about that situation, considering those were his teammates. I think Petrino was pretty involved with them. Joe Adams, who at the time was committed to USC to play corner. From what I understand, that was all Petrino. Petrino and possibly Garrick McGee. I might be mixing up the timelines wrong here or mix them all up, but I think he's going to adapt okay, and he's going to have to. He's going to have to be involved, but it's going to be up to Jimmy Smith, right? And if Kenny Guyton's still here, it's going to be up to Kenny Guyton. They're going to have to go out, whoever Petrino wants, go out and get those targets. I wonder if that does change recruiting a little bit in terms of if they keep those guys and what their areas are. Obviously, Jimmy Smith is going to stay in South Georgia. That's what Jimmy Smith's going to do. Running back coach. That's his specialty. You don't pull him out of Georgia. But it makes you wonder what they allow. Do they allow Petrino to dictate recruiting pipelines or recruiting hotbeds? Do they allow him to do that, or is that all Sam?
Right.
So many things we got to get through. I don't know how next year's going to do, but again, it's going to start here. This is the catalyst, right? You've made the guy, you've hired the guy. So now it's about what are you doing with Kennedy? What are you doing with Guyton? What are you doing, Jimmy Smith? I think the tight end coach should be fine. If not, what are we doing? And then it's all about what you do in the transfer portal. And can you retain the guys? That's another thing we're not talking about. Can we retain the guys that you want to keep? Like Washington has. I'd like to see Dozier stick around, Isaiah Centenia. There's a lot of work to be done, man. And let's hope Pittman allows let's hope he facilitates Bobby Petrino in his efforts in trying to keep those guys and going out and setting up recruiting hotbeds and attacking the portal.
Right. Hopefully we get everything fixed up because I think we've got the pieces in place at QB, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. But, man, we need to fix this offensive line. Coach Kennedy, he needs to be gone.
I love it, man. He needs to be gone. That's right. He needs to hit the road, Jack. I don't know what the argument is to keep him here. I really don't. I haven't heard a good one yet.
And then retain your entire defensive staff because it seemed like the defense this year was very much improved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right, John, I appreciate you calling, man.
You're welcome. You have a good night, man.
Absolutely. You too. All right, I think that's going to do it for the night. I didn't expect to go over 2 hours, but this was fire. This was fire. You guys are great. Remember to like, share, subscribe. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, get the word out. This little independent channel known as Tuss Talk with Ty, he would sure appreciate your support. Consider joining Patreon. He's a Patreon. He's a legendary status member, John Goodman is. How about that? It's always good hearing the Patreon folks call in. Brian Frazier called in. Paul, Mr. Red Pants, he called in. If you don't know, if you're confused about that, he's all about the Razorback Red Pants, the ones that we saw this year. I don't know, man. I wasn't really feeling it this year with those. I would rather solid red if I'm being real, but it is what it is. Great. Chat killed it. Calls killed it. You guys killed it. You guys helped make this show go. You're a part of the show. That's what I like. That's what's different about me and everybody else. There's a new podcast popping up every day, but I'm different from those guys. And we also try to keep it real, right? We try to keep it real. I'm going to give you my straight up opinion. I'm going to tell you what I think is going on. It also helps. I get to hopefully I get to keep going to practice because I wish practice started tomorrow. I wish spring ball was happening tomorrow. I'm really excited about what they're gonna. It's gonna look different. I mean, think about it. It's gonna be a little bit different look, right, on offense, and certainly gonna see some different guys, different personnel on the offensive side of the ball, and apparently on both sides of the ball. All right, you guys, awesome. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow all day. I'm gonna be doing the Don't Read the Comments pod. We're going to be doing a stream while the basketball game is going on. It's going to be a game companion, a watch party, if you will. And I'll be in their studios. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm going to talk to those guys when I get done here, assuming they're still awake. It's almost 10 o'clock. But we're going to do that. We're going to do the post-game show over there in that studio as well tomorrow. Okay? All right. What a day. Wow. What a freaking day, you guys. Just amazing. All right. I'll see you guys. I will see you tomorrow. All right? Let's go, baby. I don't know what's going on. This thing's not wanting to work for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Behave. Oh, like, share, subscribe too, and check out all the links provided for you down below. All right, is that it? Can we go? Is that what is going on? Why is it doing this?
At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Northwest Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 479-203-5880, or visit our website at directservicenwa.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.